Hi everybody in the YTPC and the YouTube world. I'd just like to give just a little brief video. Um, you know, this video is about dyslexia. I'm sure there's probably over a billion textbook terms for dyslexia. And why I'm doing this video, because I know that there's been some comments made on some comments that I've made on a couple of videos of someone else's channel that I'm a big fan of, and that it's been an inspiration to me. But everybody I follow, everyone I subscribe to, is an inspiration to me in one form or another, whether it's YTPC related or other. And I thank you all for that inspiration, each and every one of you. People in the YouTube pipe community, people outside of the pipe community, people that are variety channels like me. Everybody is an inspiration to me, and I thank you all. But with that set aside and also put up front, I want to talk to you all about dyslexia and what it's like for me. First off, I've gotten a lot of people that wouldn't leave comments saying you need to go back to kindergarten and learn how to spell. Your spelling is absolutely atrocious. Don't you know anything at all? You're an uneducated dimwit, and pretty much stuff like that. Now, let's get down to the idea of what dyslexia is, and hopefully on this regular video camera recording I can fit it all in. If not, this will be in probably 2 segments. Dyslexia. There are many forms of dyslexia, but the basis of dyslexia is this one thing. The molecules in your brain, the neurons, moving rapidly, like this, say these fingertips of mine are the molecules moving in your brain, and this don't even cut half the speed of what our average brain works with, the molecules and the neurons that run in your brain and everything that causes thoughts and signals to parts of your body, etc., so forth and so on. Well, sometimes with people that are dyslexic, like in my case, sometimes a thought will shoot so fast like a bolt of lightning, but right behind that thought is another one at the same time shooting. So sometimes, as you've also seen in my videos, sometimes I take and have a slight pause and might even have a blank stare in my eyes on my face for a second, and it's because due to the thought process I am trying to slow down and reframe the current thought I had for the particular point and subject. Also, sometimes, because I'm thinking, I don't always listen to myself speak sometimes, and it can cause a bit of a slur. Not that I mean to do that, but it's just me trying to slow my thought down. This is hard, but so far it's worked for me. Now, when it comes to trying to remember something, dyslexia can affect either your short-term, long-term, or sometimes both. Well, if you think about it, when it comes to spelling, spelling from the time you're in 1st grade, or even if you got parents that try to prep you before the 1st grade, be sure you can count from 1 to 10, at least say your ABCs, and get you potty trained. A lot of people don't realize it, but that's a lot for someone that is dyslexic. Now, I'm not saying potty training was horrible for me. I mean, according to my mother, it was alright. I was easy. Y'all didn't want to know that. It's kind of embarrassing, by the way. I'm sorry. I won't bother you with that. But anyways, for example, when it came to learn how to tie my shoe, everybody and their brother had tried to teach me to tie my shoe when I was a small kid. Well, I'm left-handed. I'm a lefty. So guess what? I'm always in my right mind. Ha ha ha! But anyways, finally my Aunt Barb, who was a lefty, Sit down with me. Now, mind you, people had tried for weeks on end. I was a kid crying because I couldn't understand, and some people didn't understand that I couldn't understand. And, some adults that don't understand that get aggravated, get a little angry. They don't mean to show it, but they show it. How's that going to make a kid feel? Yeah, I was crying because I felt stupid that I couldn't understand how to tie my shoe. My Aunt Barb, within 5 minutes, had me tying my shoes. And you know why? 1, she was left-handed. 2, what better way to show a left-handed or a right-handed person how to tie their shoe than watching a left or right-handed person do it in front of you? And I done it a couple times. Bam, I was able to tie my shoe. I mean, I've been tying my shoe since. Now, since I got a gut on me, tying my shoe was like an exercise. But you know what? I'm taking care of that, too. I just have to say no to the fork. That's hard. But anyways, that mindset, you have to realize that mindset. So it takes a person that is dyslexic sometimes a long time to learn something or to remember something because they have to repetitively do it just to get it stuck in the mind, because you have all these 30 billion thoughts firing at 25, 50 million miles an hour. Boom, 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 boom. And so you have to learn to slow things down. Now, can I spell? Yes, I can spell. My problem is certain words I'm not always using constantly. So sometimes certain words don't always retain in my mind. And so they come out misspelled. Sometimes simple words that I know how to spell beyond a shadow of a doubt, either the thought going through my head so much that there's a disconnection between here and my hand that's writing. And so sometimes a simple word might actually get misspelled. I might forget to put a line above my T. I might forget to dot my I. Or sometimes, in some cases, I'll actually write letters backwards. A big thing with dyslexia is backwards writing. Sometimes you might forget to put the H on the right side, or on the side that the hoop supposed to go in. Believe it or not, when I was a kid, the main letters I struggled with was lowercase b, lowercase d. And it took me a long time to realize the difference between an upper and lowercase n. For some of you, this might be very hard to understand. But people that have degrees in education, people that know what it's like to deal with people with special needs, etc., they out there understand. And God bless the educators out there that understand this. And may God bless the people that try to understand this or make an effort into understanding that. Thank you all that do or in that profession. Thank you all for taking the time and the patience to work with folks like that. Thank you. And anyhows, and also 6s and 9s, and even, believe it or not, this is going to sound crazy, when it came to learning how to write double digits. It took me a while. You wouldn't believe how many times I wrote a backwards 5. Oh yeah, it's happened. And a backwards 6, backwards 7. Yeah, it took me a while. Believe it or not. As hard as that is, it did. And some days, sometimes, even now, I catch myself doing that. I was like, oh no. Another thing is visual. Do you realize how many times I have to stop and look at a stop sign to be sure it says stop and not pots? Not like pot, but pots like what you plant something in. Yes, my mind will turn things around on me. This is also another reason why I don't think I read like I probably should. Because sometimes I could read the same book with you. It could be a complicated book. Be a highly involved, intelligent book. Sometimes I could read that sucker and get a different translation than you. Oh yes. Most definitely. Sometimes, and through this, I was always scared of being made fun of and everything. And I've been made fun of all my childhood life. And that's a fact, Jack. as bad as it was, as bad as bullying was and everything, to be honest with you, it taught me in my adult life to sit back and laugh at it. Doesn't mean it don't hurt my feelings none, but I can laugh about it too. I can have tears in my eyes and still laugh my head off about it. Because on account of this one little thing, well, these two little things. One, it's not something I haven't been exposed to before or am desensitized of. Or haven't been desensitized to. Second, those people must have nothing better to do with their lives than to pick on people's weaknesses and faults. But then again, folks, that's the way of the world. That's how it works in this world. So you might be asking yourself, what do I do to overcome this? Well, some days are easier said than done than others. I have developed a few fears sometimes. Like, I am scared to operate a cash register. Because sometimes counting, when it comes to money, it's hard. But at the same time, I know how much every month I put out for rent and bills. Fact. And stuff. So, that's pretty much a rundown on dyslexia. Now, there are more detailed book learning texts on dyslexia. I will tell you that some people believe, and some doctors have said, that dyslexia is also many forms of either autism, Asperger's. I don't know. I do not simply know. Have I researched in that depth? No, I have not. Now, everything I have explained to you is what a dyslexia learning LD teacher told me. Yes, that's right. I said a dyslexic LD teacher. Because you want to know something? Wouldn't you want somebody, if you were a parent, sending your children to public school that you are paying for, that the taxpayer is paying for, wouldn't you want somebody that's been in your child's shoes to teach your child how to cope in this world? I would. Most definitely would. As long as I know they was doing it the right way. And at the same time, this teacher, when she explained, because I asked her one time, I said, look, they have classified me to be mildly, severely dyslexic. How do you get mildly and severely in the same sentence? How is that even a pronoun or a noun or an adjective? So how does that work? And mind you, I'm not good at English, by the way. So if that's wrong on everything I just said, oh well, deal with it. And anyways, she explained this to me. And then she went on to say that I am dyslexic myself. My jaw dropped, my eyes got big, and I'm sitting there thinking, this is why this teacher gets up every single day and does what she does. And that's a teacher that that cared about her students and what she was trying to relay. And I ain't gonna give her a first name, but that teacher's name was Mrs. Bumgardner. And I don't know whatever happened to her in this world, but I like to say, thank you, Mrs. Bumgardner, for doing what it is that you done, not only to enlighten me in my education, but for getting up and doing what it is that you have done for the last so many years, helping educate and teach youth. Thank you. And thank you for helping me understand what it was I was dealing with. Thank you. And that's my shout out to that teacher. May God bless her wherever she's at. And so that's what dyslexia is pretty much in a nutshell. And I hope this has helped educate, enlighten everyone out there. And I also encourage you, and I am asking you as the fans, if you would, spread this video to everybody that you know. and bring a little bit of awareness, if you would please, to what it's like to be in the life of a dyslexic person. Dyslexia affects people very differently. I even know a few people in my family that are dyslexic that you would have never known they were dyslexic. But they were. And still are. But they learned how to adapt to work around it. Just same as I've had to adapt to learn how to work around it. I may have to do things differently from other people to either remember things, to do things, or how to do things, or go about doing things. And I also like to say this much too. Those that like to make nasty comments on the comments I leave, I find it very ironic that they leave the comments they leave, but yet they can read it enough to know that there's something wrong with it. Seems pretty funny and fishy to me. So apparently they have comprehended what I wanted to say, but couldn't get the message. Reading comprehension, guys. Think about it. Maybe they ain't comprehending what they are reading. So maybe they just might be a tiny bit dyslexic too. Till next time, everybody. May God bless. Thank you to all the fans. Thank you to all the future fans. And please, please share this video. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Till next time.